Hi, this is Dr. Cooper, and this is a screencast for the English 102 Freshman Composition course. This is the Blackboard orientation screencast, so make sure that you pay attention. This one's very important. Okay, so we're going to talk about how you're going to use our course management system, Blackboard, to help you be successful in this course. One of the first things you'll notice is that when you land on the page, you'll end up in the announcements. You can always get to the announcements by clicking on the announcements tab, but you want to make sure that you read the announcements first thing when you get into Blackboard. And I would recommend that you check 2 to 3 times a week to see if there are any new announcements. There's a way that you'll be able to subscribe to these announcements, and we'll talk about that later. But for now, let's talk about the Blackboard course in general. Alright, so the first thing you want to do when you get here is click on the Start Here folder, and in here you'll get the list of things you need to do to get started. There's a student information form that you need to fill out. You want to make sure that you type in your information. This is all private. I will only see it. It goes into my form. If you're going to be using an email address other than your Maricopa email address, make sure that you type that one in. And if you're going to use both, type them both in, the alternative email address as well. Okay, after you filled out that form and hit submit, I'll get your information, and you want to come back and make sure that you know how to get into Blackboard. You also want to make sure that you understand how to access your EGCC account information. And then of course there is a video in the orientation and also this screencast and a quiz that you need to take. So when you click on the orientation folder, you'll see the video. You'll also see a reminder to read the syllabus, and then this screencast is listed there, and there's an orientation. I need to remake the video, but we'll get to that soon. Okay, if you don't score 80% or better on the orientation quiz, you need to go back and redo syllabus, video, this screencast. Take the quiz again until you score 80% or better. Now the syllabus is very important because it's your contract between you and your instructor. So you want to make sure that you understand all the rules and regulations and requirements for the course. For instance, here you can see that for course materials that we're going to be using a free online textbook, so you don't need to purchase one. That's one thing that's really good to know. So make sure that you read the whole thing because there are some other things that you need to know. Things like plagiarism, what happens if you make a mistake or you deliberately plagiarize on any of your work. It's interesting and good to know that you could fail the course completely if you do such a thing. How do you upload your paper format, communication etiquette, what should you do when you're emailing your instructor or your classmates. So make sure that you read your syllabus and be aware of it because I'll ask some questions on the quiz. Okay, so Start Here folder is where you're going to start. Now, after you've started and done all of these things on the list, the first thing you want to do is check out the modules. You will see that there are 5 modules in this class: green, yellow, blue, purple, and pink. Each module will last roughly a week, 7 days, so you want to make sure that you are in the right area at the right time. So you can see that each module follows a similar pattern. There will always be a discussion, 3 assignments, research prospectuses that will be submitted via email. I also refer to them as journals, a paper, and a quiz. And it repeats: discussion, 3 assignments, research prospectus, paper, and a quiz. Okay, so you can see that there's a pattern until we get to modules 4 and 5. It changes up a little bit. So not only do each module follow the same pattern, but the due dates follow a similar pattern. I have a calendar tab. If you click on that, you'll see all of the important due dates for the course. It'll tell you when the module begins, when the module ends, and when the assignments are due. So for the 3 assignments in a module, you can see that the first 2 are due on a Thursday. Okay, and then you can see that the second or the third one is due on a Saturday. And then you can see that your papers are always due on a Monday. So that's a good pattern to fall into. If you need to subscribe to this calendar, go ahead and click here and you'll be able to subscribe to your own Google Calendar. If you don't have one, you need to get one. You can use your Maricopa calendar email address for that as well. Okay, so back to modules. Now, when you go into a module, you'll see that each week has been broken down into 4 days. This is the recommended time that you should spend. So when you watch the video, I tell you about the recommended time, 28 to 35 hours a week. It's a lot of time, but this is a short, condensed class, and you'll need about that much time. So that means that when I say 4 to 5 hours a day, that's for these 4 days. You could break it up any way you want. If you want to spend 7 days a week, of course you can spend less time on each activity you decide. But these are the recommended start times. If you look at something that says July 7th and you go, oh, I'll get to that later, if you go and check when it's July 11th, it's too late to submit that work. So you need to make sure that you at least go in and look at what's due for that day before the time passes, so you'll know that you can meet your due dates. So when you look at the assignment, you'll scroll down. There's explanations for how to do the assignment. If there's anything to read online, there'll be a link to get to that reading information. There's also screencasts that are built in, just like the one you're watching now, that will help you and tell you how to do assignments. So here's a screencast here that's playing. And after you've watched and read everything you need, there's detailed instructions on how to do the assignment, how to submit it, and when it's due. Okay, and you can submit your assignments, most of them in the same way, by clicking on the submit button and then uploading your file as an attachment by using these elements here. Okay, so modules, very important to help you follow along on a timely manner. Make sure that you check to make sure each week when you need to start things, and once you start them, make sure you know when exactly it's due so that you can submit it on time. Okay, also in here you'll see that we have a discussion board. Each module has a discussion topic. You can always access the discussion topics just by clicking on the one that is current. Once it is over, it will go dead and you won't be able to access it, and there's no makeup on discussions. So you click, you come in here, you click here again, and then you'll see that there'll be reply buttons. There's two ways to reply. You can reply in general to the main question, or you can read the comments of other people and reply underneath that comment. So you'll see that you'll need to reply 3 times. And here's the discussion rubric. You'll find this on the syllabus as well. And the discussion rubric will tell you how you can earn the 20 points for, excuse me, for each of your, or for your discussion for each module. Okay, so going back, you can also see that there are other screencasts. So if you get stuck in areas, you can check the screencast area and see if there's anything to help you. For instance, assignment number 2, if you need a screencast, click that. Boom, you have some help. There's also an easier way to see your assignments. If you click on the assignment tab, you can see that there is a complete list of all of the assignments. One of the things that's not good about this view is that these assignments are all linked together. If you just go in and go straight to the assignment, you miss some of the things that you needed to do in the day 3 folder. Okay, so you miss this information. You should do reading first, then do the assignment. So if you go directly to the assignment, you may have missed that there was some reading that you need to do. Okay, so modules is the best way to maneuver your way through the class. Assignments is just to kind of give you a heads up as to what we're working on at the moment. Okay, and then we have a tools tab down here at the bottom. In the tools tab, I'll clean this up a little bit, but you'll be able to check your grades. You'll also be able to send an email. But the key thing here about sending an email, most of us aren't using the email addresses that are attached to Blackboard. These would be your meid@maricopa.edu email addresses. Mine is my work email address, which I don't check for school stuff. I don't have it go to my cell phone like I do my student email address that I use with you all. So make sure that you check the syllabus and get dr.coop@freshmancomp.com to send your email. So I would not recommend using this one because I will answer it, but it might take me a little bit longer than you are hoping for me to answer. Okay, so that's what your tools are. All right, the other thing of importance, we're going to be using Delicious. We'll talk more about that later, so there's a tab for that. And there's external links. And sometimes you'll find that there are websites that we are talking about and using, and you just want a quick way to get to them, like the Bedford Bibliographer or the Delicious Social Bookmarking. Okay, you might need PowerPoint Viewer or QuickTime Viewer, Acrobat Reader, MLA Style Handbook, just some quick links to help you in the course. Okay, also, most importantly, there's a Library Resources tab at the top. Don't forget this because this is going to be used quite often here in this research paper writing course. We do have to use the library. So that is a quick run through of Blackboard. Just make sure you read the announcements first. It's the first thing that you see when you get here, and then go straight to modules and get busy with whatever module that we're working on at the time. Alright, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Click on the syllabus, check for the phone number so you can call or text me, or you can copy and paste this email address and email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, good luck this semester, and I look forward to working with you.